And this is from Javier in Maryland. Clark, I love the show. My wife used to roll her eyes whenever she would hear, "It's my pleasure to welcome you to the Clark Howard Show." But now even she is tuning in. My question, we have $120,000 saved up for a home in Maryland. We couldn't find a house during the big run-up because everyone was going crazy bidding up the houses. Now, even though interest rates are much higher, home prices haven't come down. The houses are even more expensive with higher mortgage payments, and we're feeling like it's not worth it. Do you think the housing market will get any better anytime soon? Would being patient pay off? Renting is not that much better in terms of cost, but at least it gives us flexibility.
So there are some markets in the country where home values are actually declining, but not by enough to make up for the now higher interest rates. We have a couple of factors here. One, we have outrun most people's ability to afford a home that are trying to buy one. The marketplace ultimately corrects for that. And the way it does this time is going to be different than it might have in a normal environment, because so many of the people in these homes have ultra-low mortgages, and they might want to move to a different home or a different neighborhood or a bigger house or whatever, and they're not moving because they'd have to go from having their 2 or 3% mortgage, or in your case, Krista, 1.875. Yeah, they'd have to go from that to today's 6% or so, more or less, rates. So people are saying, hey, I'm not going anywhere. So there are very, very few homes for sale. And so we're kind of in this standoff right now. But what will happen over time as we have normal economic growth, home prices will likely trail economic growth and activity in the country. So it doesn't mean that prices will go down, but over time people will have different reasons, different needs, different circumstances that they will sell, even though they're giving up their cheap mortgages and all that. There will be new inventory built. So this is a terrible time right now, but the prospects in the future are better. Now, there is one opportunity that I have not addressed in a big way, and that is new homes versus used. I always tell you, buy used homes because they're much cheaper per square foot. But right now, new home builders have inventory they must sell. And new home builders are not necessarily cutting the price, but they're improving the terms, like maybe buying down the mortgage rate for the entire 30 years of the mortgage, in which case what you're paying is effectively much less per month, because even though you paid that price for the house, you're not paying an at-market interest rate. But yes, it is a very, very hard time to be a buyer and a difficult time for most people to be sellers because of what they'd be giving up that they're locked into.